So now that we have our very first official look at Mario Kart World, accompanying with gameplay from the Nintendo Treehouse, I just wanted to go over all the stuff about it because I am very, very excited about it. And I had actually made a list of all the things I've been seeing just over the course of the initial reveal trailer, the gameplay from the Treehouses, as well as preview events from other YouTubers and whatnot. And I really quickly just wanted to go over everything I've come across. Now, I haven't watched any videos saying like, oh, here's here's 20 details you missed, or here's a bunch of things that we noticed. No. I wanted to make my list of things that I purely caught on to. Like, I didn't want to watch anybody else's and be like, oh shit, yeah, they do reference that. Not because, no disrespect or anything, but I want to know what I know, like, I don't want to get super spoiled on everything, whatever I see and whatever I point out, cool, I noticed that. I'm not trying to go and look for every detail and watch every single race prior to the game's release. And I usually try to keep that philosophy with, like, other upcoming games. Like, I'll watch a trailer or two, but and maybe a little bit of gameplay, but like nothing else. Like, I don't want to be super spoiled, especially for a game I'm this excited for. So going off this list I made, initially it started off kind of organized, but over the course of just finding more and more stuff, it got a little jumbled. So this is in no real particular order. If there's any kind of pattern, cool. But no, this is just a bunch of stuff I found on my own. So starting off, and I remember seeing this from the Treehouse as well as just various YouTuber preview events, is the character select animations. It is so good. It's so nice to see all these characters so lively. And I think that was like a big trend with the initial Switch and like a bunch of Mario games that came out for it, like, Mario Wonder, for example, how it just breathed such new, fresh life, such cozy, happy life into some of these characters. Not saying that their original models or anything were bad or anything, but just in comparison, they do seem now a little lifeless. And that's no fault on their own, it's just, new stuff is obviously going to be compared. But the character select animations in this game are great, because it's just the character just happy, just doing their own thing, just vibing. Speaking directly from the character select animations, the next thing I have on the list is the costumes, which, thank God, I am so happy that they're finally implementing the costumes into a mainline Mario game. Like, I think Nintendo considers Mario Kart Tour a mainline Mario game. I played it a little bit, it's fine, I don't love it, don't hate it, just not for me, but I will 100% stand by the fact that Mario Kart Tour definitely introduced so many things to the series that fans have wanted, myself included, and that I think are just really cool additions, like with the reverse courses and the trick courses, the costumes, all the characters, the return of Double Dash carts, like, I'm just so glad that Mario Kart Tour exists, because it shows Nintendo, like, hey, people really like this stuff, so yeah, let's put it in the next game. So I am really glad that the costumes are here, and from what I've seen, it seems like the characters have a good amount of costumes. I wonder, I don't think every character is going to get, like 6+ costumes, I think like some characters will have 3, some will have 6, others have 2, and then maybe there will be some that just don't, like I saw the Bumblebee, like from it was either 3D World or Galaxy, as one of the drivers. I can't imagine him having a costume, like maybe an alternate costume where he's wearing like a sun visor, kind of like they do with like Mario Tennis, but other than that, yeah, I don't see every character getting like a boatload of costumes. But again, it is cool just in general to finally see some costumes, because they're good costumes. Like, I remember the ones from Tour and just being like, wow, these are really freaking sick. But next up on the list, continuing on, is how many characters. Now, I don't know if it's been like super confirmed or just speculation, but I did see a bunch of people like compiling lists, as well as just all the gameplay I've been watching about how many characters are actually in this game, and it's insane. Like, I had always wanted a Chain Chomp to be one of the playable racers, and I know it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all why a Chain Chomp should be driving a kart, but I still wanted it. I thought it would be cool. Like, I've always loved Chain Chomps. They've been my favorite Mario enemy for I don't know how long, and it's been shown in like various spin-offs and whatnot that like, hey, these weird characters can do this stuff. Like, a Chain Chomp is playable in Mario Tennis Aces, and a Goomba is raceable in Tour, you know? I think he's raceable in Tour. Either way, Goomba's in one of like the baseball games, I know that, but so at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter, you know? Like, fast forwarding into the example of Mario Kart World, where you can play as a Goomba, it's like, how are you driving? It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter. It's just great that we have the option, you know? It's great that we have the selection. And I think, like, somewhere we really started to see this was, like, obviously in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, with the vast amount of characters they have, plus the non-Mario characters, great call. But then I think of stuff like Mario Party Jamboree, where they have, like, Monty Bowl and Ninja. I love the amount of weird characters that are in this game. Obviously, the cow, the Moo Moo Meadows cow, that everybody's been going crazy over, and I've been seeing copious amounts of fucking fan art for. It's wonderful. It is great to see the Moo Moo Meadows cow. But I also, like, on top of that, I saw, like, the crabs from, like, what is it, Cheap Cheap Beach. I saw the Cataquacks from Peach Beach. I saw Pokey. I saw a Pokey driving. And then we got, like, you know, the returning ones, like Wiggler and King Boo and whatnot. So it is crazy to see all these characters, and I am absolutely here for it. And I mean, it makes sense, you know, 24 racers, you're gonna want a big roster just for selection's sake. But moving on. The next thing I jotted down was the character mid-race animations, kind of like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Something I loved about All-Stars Racing was that, like, just while driving, the characters had, like, idle animations while driving, and I thought it was just the coolest thing. It just brought so much life to them. Like, one I can always think of is, like, Jackie Bryant when he's driving the Outrun car, and he just, like, he just does a handstand, or him and Akira will start doing push-ups in it. Like, it's great. It's just awesome to see. Sonic will, like, look back and whatnot. And I don't think this game has it to quite that extent, but I noticed that, like, you know, before the race and, like, how they react to getting hit and whatnot, they're a lot more animated. They're just a lot more lively about it, which I really, really like. And I might have this jotted down later on, but I'll go ahead and mention it because that just reminded me. The doing multiple tricks in the air, so good. Like, funny enough, I remember that was a, maybe not an issue, but like a concern people had with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's still not out, by the way, at like time of recording this, but I remember when people were playing the demo, they were like, it's crazy you can do so many stunts, and some had concerns that, like, it might lead to, like, too much of an advantage or whatnot. I mean, I can't say if it will statistically. I don't know. I haven't played the demo. But I do like that they have multiple stunts, just, again, for animation's sake. But continuing on, the next thing, a big one, a very big one for me, and one I remember explicitly mentioning in my previous video, the karts look amazing. I am so ecstatic how good the karts look. Because that was, in my opinion, Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe's biggest problem was the kart selection. I thought the karts were so boring. They were so bland. And I went over this in my previous video, but I understand why they were boring. It's because, unlike previous Mario Kart entries where all the characters had certain karts based on a weight class, Mario Kart 8 and 7, they had no weight class specific categorized karts. So everybody could pick any kart. So because of that, every kart had to, at least if from what I'm guessing, every cart had to aesthetically, rock with whatever character pick it. Like if Baby Mario picks a car, it has to look as natural as Bowser picking it. So I get why that game's cart selection was as it was, but man, I just was not a fan. My favorite cart in that entire game, and the one I always rocked, was the Prancer, because it looked the most like a Mario Kart. And let me see, okay, and that's actually my next point I have written down here, is that there's no customization. I'm okay with that. Totally okay with that, to be honest. Like, I am the type of person that I get very neurotic with, like, character creator and character selecting and, like, customizing your own stuff. And I don't mean this in, like, a bad way, but I'm an artist. Like, I will literally spend hours and hours doing it. And for something like Mario Kart, I'll literally be sitting there inspecting it with, like, King Boo, and I'm like, okay, do these tires fit the composition of King Boo in this kart? And I'm just like, God damn it, I just want to play the damn game. So, funny enough, this lack of an option is actually, I am all for. I get some people may see this as a negative, and I can understand why. But me personally, I'm pretty happy it's just back to just pick a cart. And again, speaking of these carts look so damn good. Like, and they got returning ones too. Another thing that, like, I think, for some reason, all the Mario Kart, or at least, I think 7 and 8, both of them kept, like, the pipe frames. 7's was N64's and 8's was Super Nintendo's. And I think 7 had the B-Dasher, and 8 did as well. I don't know what it is about the pipe frame and the B-Dasher that they just kept bringing back. I mean, yeah, they are very iconic. They're literally on the box arts. But, like, I don't know, in my mind, if you're going to have them, you might as well bring back others. I can't recall off the top of my head right now if 7 brought in other carts from past games, or if 8 did. I think, like, the most in that field is that, like, the Wario car, that, like, I don't know what it is, like, Cadillac, I'm guessing, I don't know, that, like, that very high-class looking convertible car that Wario always has. There's always, like, some kind of iteration of it. So, it is nice to see that, like, with Mario Kart World, they're bringing in more carts, seemingly. Because, like, I saw the Bitty Bug, I saw the, what was it called? The Bumblebee, and then obviously the B-Dasher and the pipe frame. So, I'm hoping they bring back even more. That'd be cool. And also, what's cool about it is that, like, something with, like, the B-Dasher that had specific wheels on it, now that there's no customization, it just has its original wheels back. So, again, tiny thing, but I am very happy that that's the case, and that the carts just look so good. I am very much a fan of the one that, in all the promotional material, it's the one that Luigi's always driving. It's that, like, green rally car. Like, I love that. It's such a good car. So, also, something I noticed, that I was really confused about at first, because I was like, oh, there is customization, because I saw in the, it was either the trailer or screenshot or something, but when the characters were off-road, their wheels were bigger, and I was like, oh, so you can, it was like on the standard card, I saw the standard card with giant wheels, and I was like, oh, okay, so you can add different wheels, and it's like, no, the wheels just get bigger when you're off-road, that's just what they do now. And I mean, sure, man, why not? Like, for a game that's established that the carts can literally just grow fucking propellers and hang gliders and all this stuff, like, yeah, why not? Why not just make the wheels bigger for off-road? Sure, fuck it. Go for it. The next thing that, like, kind of ties back to that is, I just have it written down as squash and stretch, which, yeah, this game has a fucking ton of that. From the characters to the carts, all the little animations, yeah. This game is just oozing with squash and stretch and every other principle of animation. It's just very, very pleasing and very smooth. I absolutely love it. But next up on my list here, I've got written 20 coins. I am happy about that. I remember that was at least a personal complaint, was that I was like, 10 coins just seems very low for, you know, how big a course is and how many coins are on it and just how many you will encounter. So it's nice to have 20 coins. I think that's just a smart move on their part. And already I saw 2 items that deal coins. Actually, I mean, technically 3. The coin itself, which I think it only had 2 from what I saw in the gameplay. I could be wrong. The other one was a question block, which just sends out a bunch of coins behind you. And another one was a golden shell, which sends the shell out kind of like an N64 blue shell and just drops coins along the way. So very, very cool about that. Next thing, also regarding items, is no longer holding items behind. I'm okay with that. I mean, I can see why some people would dislike that, and it might, like, you know, take some time getting used to, just for us that have played Mario Kart for ages and ages. But yeah, don't really mind that either way. That's fine. I still like the fact that there's 2 item boxes. I think that's a good staple. Next thing I got is wings and jet skis. It's so odd that they're getting rid of the underwater driving and opting for boats. Don't get me wrong. I love what I've seen. Like, a thing I love to death is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. I love the seamlessness of, like, the asphalt to the water to the planes. So the planes in this one, or the wings rather, they seem to function pretty much like the hang glider. They seem almost identical. I haven't obviously played it myself, so maybe it'll feel different. But the jet skis are definitely new. But from all the gameplay I've seen from it, they look like they control amazingly. They look like they control like how Sonic Transformed did. So I am very much okay with that. And I still hold to this day that I think Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed had like the best transform animations. I mean, granted, there's not much competition there, but their transform animations have always stuck with me. I think they're fucking brilliant. So to see Mario Kart now have that, and to a much like simpler degree, it's not the whole kart transforming, you know, a la Iron Man. It seems like their wheels just kind of like retract and become a, you know, jet ski looking skis, I guess, with like some propellers in the back. But either way, I think the water segments look really, really good. So I'm very much excited for that. Also, plus I saw that like when Peach was driving her little 1960s looking car, that like when it went into the water mode, she like stands up like as if she's riding a jet ski. So it's just, the amount of detail in this game is actually just freaking insane. Next thing I have on here is that the lightning causes thunderstorms. Just a really cool little detail. Like, I don't know how much weather is going to play a role in this game, like in terms of what it'll actually affect. If it's going to be like as egregious as like Breath of the Wild climbing slipperiness when raining. But nonetheless, it's cool that the lightning causes thunderstorms. Just a cool little detail. Multiple stunts midair. There it is. Already covered that. Here I have one with a question mark. Food unlocks costumes. At the time of me putting this out there, it may have already been confirmed or whatnot. I'm guessing that's what the food does. Like, the food will initially transform you into a new costume, or, you know, an existing one. But when, like, let's say you have a piece of the food, it gives you a new costume. I'm guessing that means you've permanently unlocked that costume now. Like, that's just how you get costumes, is just by going to, like, diners and drive-ins. But I'm really excited for that. I'm thinking that'll be even more reason to play the free roam. Next thing is actually perfect segue. What exactly can you find in the free roam? Probably just the food. I've seen a lot of gameplay, or actually, I've seen some gameplay of the free roam. I didn't want to look into that one specifically because I know for a fact I'm like, okay, I want to save that for myself. But I have seen that there's like so many enemies around and just NPCs, and I heard that there's like also just other collectibles, so that'll be really interesting to see in the free roam. Next thing I got is new versions of classic courses, not just remakes. So that's one thing I noticed right away with this game, is that the courses being brought back, obviously they had to like adjust them so it fits in this grander world. and I think they look freaking great. Like, I remember seeing, first of all, two things. A couple of my favorite courses, Wario Stadium from N64 and Wario Shipyard from 7. Finally, I am so freaking glad they are back. I love those courses, and it's going to be cool to see what they do with them in this, like, just new style, new realized format. I've already seen some gameplay of Wario Shipyard. That's cool what they've done, all the driving on water segments. So, very excited to see that the courses are back. And it's cool that, again, that they're not just, like, remakes. Because I think that was a big issue I had with, like, Mario Kart Wii. Where, like, the courses came back, but it just felt like they added some polys and updated the textures a bit. And then that problem got completely alleviated in Mario Kart 8 when they brought the courses back, because, like, those courses were insane. Granted, Mario Kart 8 was going for, like, a more realistic kind of style. That lent itself very well to returning courses because they got completely remade prior to the booster course pass, but whatever. The one I always think of, and the one that, like, just completely blew my mind the first time seeing was Dry Desert. Like, I love Double Dash, and seeing that course, like, you know, quote-unquote realistic was just so dope. So it's cool to see that Mario Kart World is doing that again, but in, like, a different direction. So, insanely stoked for that. Next thing I got in here is the big text effects, like boom and an explosion and kaboom in a blue shell. Not much to say there, just excited that that's back. That's something from N64 that just adds more flavor. Just very fun to see. The classic course remixes play like in like a melody. I don't know which, I'm guessing this is only for Knockout, because I think that's where I heard this, where, like, you're racing through a course, and I remember hearing, like, I think it was, like, Moo Moo Meadows or Toad's Factory. They were remix versions, but they were just kind of, like, they were just playing, and then, like, seamlessly would go into another one. So, cool to hear remixes, and I wonder, like, when they'll pop up, not just on their respective course, but, like, in terms of, like, free roaming and Knockout. I wonder if they just kind of play whenever, which I'd be totally down for. Next thing I got on here, world feels like a Mario world with all the enemies and the Koopas driving the cars. Very true, as I just said. Yeah, it feels very realized. Like, this feels like a Mario world. Like, I remember having that same feeling when watching the Mario movie. I was like, wow, they made this feel just fully realized. It's just the world. It's just, this is what it is. It's not like, oh, here's, you know, a world with some Mario stuff thrown in it. Like, no, this all feels consistent. Like, I think I was watching, again, the Knockout Tour. I mean, heck, it might have just been Grand Prix with going to the next course. And just the Koopas on the intersection with, like, barrel cars and charging chucks, and it just all felt so seamless and natural. Really loved it. When your car goes off-road in a main race, it'll, like, lift up a bit, reminiscent of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Yes. I don't know how, I remember when I wrote that, I wanted to, I don't think that's, like, one-to-one, but, like, I wanted to give myself the memory of it, where it's, like, I remember in All-Stars Racing, whenever you use, like, a boost item, your car would, like, go crazy up-end, you know? Very cartoony, very arcade, and it reminded me in when I was watching Mario Kart World, when your character went off the course in a main race, their kart kind of, like, did the same thing. It was very, like, just cartoony, and just, again, added more personality to this, where it's like every single aspect, they were just like, let's just give it some more personality, let's give it some character, give it some fun, which is just, I sound like a broken record, but it's just freaking great all across the board. Weather, and specifically nighttime. Something I've always wanted in Mario Karts was just to have, like, a nighttime feature. I think this is something I always thought would be cool, but then once I saw it, like really implemented with the Animal Crossing course in Mario Kart 8, that just, like, cemented it. Like, yeah, I would love to see these courses just in a different time of day with different weather. So, really glad that we're getting that with the new Mario Kart. Uh, Coming up on the end with no anti-gravity, but it seems like it doesn't matter. And that's true. This game, the course designs still look like they're reminiscent of Mario Kart 8 with like how much of like a 90-degree angle they go, or something similar. But the carts don't go into anti-gravity form, and there's no like anti-gravity indicator on the courses. So it kind of seems like, again, to compare it with All Stars Racing, they're just it's just fuck it. They're just driving up now. Like, who cares? It's just if you want a lore reason, in-universe reason, maybe it's just they're going so fast that they're just sticking to the track. But I don't need a reason. It's fine. I'm just glad we're keeping the track designs from 8, because the anti-gravity thing really lent itself to some cool ideas. And granted, not every single course is like that in World. I've only seen a couple that have like actually implemented something similar, being Wario Shipyard and Starview Peak, I think it was. It's the one that like kind of looks like Rosalina's Ice World. It's the Comet Observatory looking one, where they're driving pretty much at a 90-degree angle. But yeah, not there, but again, just doesn't seem like it matters. The HDRI on the courses look good, and the star is blinding. Yes, the HDR on the courses definitely looks good. They're pulling like a Rust situation where you're going up a hill and the sun's in front of you. That shit's blinding. You're not going to see what's in front of you, which is dope. I really love that. And funny enough, in the gameplay I saw, when you got a star, you can't see your character. It is like a meme. It's like that meme of the guy sitting at the table that's just glowing. Like, they are so bright when they get the star. It's actually hilarious. And then the final thing I have on my list here is that the art style is very cute. And yes, it is. All of the characters look fantastic. They look very squishy. Some of them, like Mario and Luigi, very reminiscent of N64 renders. So, very excited for that. I think that looks great. I am very, very, very much looking forward to this game. I think it looks phenomenal. And it's only 2 months away, which is so nice. I don't have to wait, like, goddamn a year or anything, because we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for 10 years now, so I am just very much excited. Thank you to anybody that was listening. I'll do these videos every now and then, just rambling. Otherwise, I'm just going to be making modeling videos, as you've seen if you peep the channel. And also maybe Marvel Rivals gameplay. I don't know how much I'm going to be doing more of that, simply because the last time I tried recording some Marvel Rivals gameplay, my computer crashed. I don't know why. Has kind of left me scared to do it again. So, foreseeable future is probably just going to be some modeling videos and any other rambling videos like this, which I won't do a lot of, but Mario Kart's a special occasion, at least for me personally, and I might be doing a reaction to the upcoming Direct. I don't know. If everything works out, I will. If not, I'll probably talk about it at the very least. But yeah, thank you all for listening.